All right. Good evening, everyone. How we doing? How we doing out there? Welcome to the, can we turn the music off, please? Welcome to Thuzio with Jamal Adams. And let's give it up for our esteemed moderator and co-founder, Mr. Tiki Barber. My name's Jared Augustine. I'm the CEO at Thuzio. Great to have you all here with us. To our members, great to see you. Guests and members never been to a Thuzio event before. We welcome you. Our mission is to bring you live sports storytelling for the most interesting people and moments in sports. We hope you enjoy the show tonight. Thank you to our partners. First of all, our host tonight, the Ainsworth. Let's clap it up for the Ainsworth. Thank you. Place looks great. Thank you to our friends at Car Gurus. Thank you very much. Thank you to our friends at DraftKings. Don't forget to stop by DraftKings in the back. Thank you to our friends at Smart Choice Communications. Thank you. And thank you to Gary Vaynerchuk's Empathy Wine for pouring the wine tonight. We appreciate you. Tiki, take it away.
Thank you, Jared. I'll echo Jared and welcome all of our members and their guests here tonight. And of course, Jamal Adams. Now, first question, non-serious. Why you gotta do that to my boy Saquon? I mean, now everybody thinks I'm talking about Daniel Jones, the strip sack and all that stuff, but you ran through Saquon. Why you do that to my boy Saquon?
Hey man, we had to get a win, man. So whatever it took, man, that's what I was gonna do. So
let me back up in your life, really. You grew up a Giants fan because your dad, George Adams, was drafted in the first round also, number 17, I believe it was, by the New York Giants in 1985. Growing up a Giants fan, ultimately getting drafted to New York as a Jet, what was your emotion?
honestly, it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, when my name was called, and I just seen New York, I was thinking, I'm gonna be in the city, like living in the city. I'm going to the Jets. And, I get out here, and obviously...
You don't live in the city, do you?
No, I do not live in the city. I live in Edgewater, a little closer.
I lived in the city.
Yeah.
Do it. You're young. Do it.
I'll think about it. but when I got drafted and, they brought me up here, I'm expecting, the city, big buildings, and they take me to Morristown, and I'm like, what in the hell is this? So it was a little different, but, I've grew to love it, and obviously, I take the drive each and every morning, but I love where I live, and I love being in Morristown as well.
I actually live in Florham Park, so I'm right around the corner from you guys.
You understand?
I understand, but I got it out of my system. So live in the city for a little bit. What'd you learn from your dad about this game, playing in the National Football League, but also he coached you when you were Little League, and then going through high school. You had kind of an advantage because your dad was a big leaguer.
Right, yeah, I never take it for granted. My father is my best friend, my role model, and someone I definitely looked up to and had tons of advice from. But, I gotta give my most credit to my mother, because if I'm caught on camera saying just my father, I'll get in trouble. So, Mom, she gets all the credit for off the field and just how I carry myself, but obviously my father, just through adversity, understanding that this game is going to have ups and downs, understanding that it's going to teach you more than just football. It's going to teach you a lot about life. So I take that a lot from him, and each and every day he always gives me a tip. I might not want to hear it at times, but it's good.
Now, he was a Giant. He only actually played for the New England Patriots as well, but he was a Giant and for the Patriots. When you got drafted to the Jets, was he okay with that?
Yeah, he was good. No, he was good. He was crying. I was crying. So everybody was good.
Tears?
Yeah, happy tears. Happy tears. Obviously, it was a little different. He just said, he's bleeding green and white now. But it was just crazy how it happened. And obviously, my faith is strong, and I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. Now, you are one of the most outspoken, I'll say, young players in the game, but certainly in New York. I agree. Where's your emotion come from? You have to play this game with emotion, especially as a banger like you are. Where does your emotion come from when you're out there on Sunday afternoons? Man,
believe it or not, I am wired each and every day. Like, this is just how I am. I love life, you know what I mean? Anytime I'm on the field, obviously you see me flying around, talking noise, just doing whatever. It's my happy place. That's where I'm actually, I'm not gonna get in trouble for hitting anybody. You know what I mean? I can actually do whatever I want to a certain extent. But it's fun to go out there and just compete, man. I love competing. I love competitive juices, and it's nothing like playing in the Big Apple. You know what I mean? So it's good.
Now, leadership is one of the most important qualities that any elite player can have. Now, you came into the league, you made Pro Bowl, you've been second team All-Pro, so you kind of by default have become the leader of the Jets team. Now, they decided to mic you up for a game. No, this isn't seeing ghosts, so don't get caught up in that. You got mic'd up, and it displays. This is a Jet crowd like to the
Right.
What the heck is going on here?
No doubt.
Let's listen to Jamal Adams mic'd up, and I'm going to ask you a question about leadership.
Oh man.
We all right? Hey, get that ball. We gotta attack. Stay inside. Pass. Run. Let's make plays. Do our job. Hey, be great.
And this is Murray. Boy, did he take a lick.
Come on.
Jamal Adams made a heck of a tackle right there.
Let's go. Hey, good hit, boy. Look like me.
Shotgun for Cousins, drops the throw, looks left, fires left to Thielen, out of bounds, run out by Jamal Adams.
Steeler, come on now. Hey, I got you. Listen, bro. 19 is the guy. 19 is the guy. That's all I'm saying. Just 19 is the guy.
Latavius Murray takes the handoff up the middle and gets tripped up by Claiborne.
Come on, Thielen. You too light, Thielen.
Well, first of all, before I ask you about leadership, how much trash talking do you do? Do you stop talking?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. If we are getting blown out or it's a bad game, I'm not talking. But if we're into the game and I'm going off, I'm making splash plays, I'm definitely gonna talk some noise. But it's always fun. Like me and Thielen are great friends off the field, and obviously he knows there's no friends on the field when I play. But just talking noise, just competing, it's nothing like it, man.
Yeah, so tell me about your leadership style, because it's different. Some people are quiet leaders. Some do it by example. You're kind of a little bit of both. Tell me about your leadership style and why it's important, especially as this Jet team tries to grow into itself.
Yeah, obviously, we're going through a lot of adversity. Well, from the time I've been here, it hasn't been the best seasons, obviously, but as one of the leaders on the team, I think my job is to, help those around me and bring those that don't have those leadership qualities up, to where I'm lifting them or I'm being positive to where, they can go out there and continue to do what they do at a high level. So I think that's what I focus on the most, is just making sure everyone around me, comes with the same intensity or matches my energy on the field.
Yeah, what do you do when they don't?
They might hear a couple words from me, but not good words, some bad words. But it's all love at the end of the day. They understand I come from a great place. I know how to talk to certain people. I'm not gonna just scream at everybody because everybody can't handle someone screaming at them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might pull someone to the side and say, hey man, we need you to step up. So it's just different techniques I use.
Now, I look at you and I watch you play, and you love what you do. It's obvious. But how do you come down? Like, what do you do when it's just you? Or like, where do you find peace? Because
I'm a
maybe you don't
homebody,
have
man.
peace. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a homebody. I honestly like sitting at home, and I like, believe it or not, man, I like watching the Kardashians, and I like watching stuff like that, man. Like, I just like drama. I like watching drama. I don't like being in drama, so I like to watch it. But when I'm at home, I'm a big wine guy. I like to drink wine. I like to just vibe out. Yeah, no doubt. Gary V. I'm a big cigar guy. I love cigars and whatnot. And so in the off season, I like to just get away, go to Turks and Caicos, stuff like that, just relax.
How important is that to find balance? Because I went through it just like you did. There's a heightened awareness of yourself.
Right.
People have a heightened awareness of you. You're constantly on the go. You can't get away from it.
Right.
But how important is it to find balance in your life?
I think it's very important, man. From your faith, family, and friends, and just understanding that, what's important. You got to make a lot of sacrifices, as you know, and you got to do the right things at the right time, at all times, really, especially in the Big Apple. You know what I mean? It's a lot of cameras and whatnot, but you just got to be smart. You got to understand, whatever your why is, continue to do it to the best of your ability, and just keep your faith strong and keep, the right crowd around you.
Now, we talked about the Jets, and the Jets are rebuilding in a sense. How do you deal with
beat the Giants.
Yes. It's a good thing I don't play for them anymore.
So that might be Jet Stadium now. Jet Stadium.
Yeah. Well, it's no stadium right now.
Right now, yeah, you're right.
You're right. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to that play.
I got him high.
All right. So you're coming from a safety position. You're blitzing, right? Saquon knows he has you. Take us through that play. You run through Saquon. You see Daniel Jones. I'm sure you've done enough film study to know he'll hold the ball.
You're right.
Take us through that play, because it was one of the most spectacular defensive plays you see. Strip sacks we see.
Right.
Strip sacks,
Right.
stealing
No
the
doubt.
purse and running for a touchdown doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, man. Obviously throughout, the week, we obviously knew Daniel Jones is a guy that kind of holds the ball a little bit too long. Obviously, he's going to be a great player, a ton of respect for him. But, throughout the process, it was about getting the ball. Throughout, through practice, film study, we were always focused on trying to get the ball. And, obviously Saquon tried to block me.
He's hurt. He's hurt. He got an ankle injury.
As I hear. Good guy. I love Saquon. I love him. But, obviously I pride myself on not being blocked, no matter who it is. And, I made a great play, but, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the rest of the guys, the rest of the group in the back end and up front and the linebackers, I wouldn't have made that play. So at the end of the day, it was a great play. I think that's not even my favorite play from the game, to be honest with you.
What was it?
It's the 4th and 1 when I jumped over. Yeah, no doubt.
Why y'all subject me to that? I mean, I'm the host over here. Now, the situation for both of our teams is
It's tough,
It's
yeah.
tough right now.
No doubt.
And so you're going through a process, and it's hard because I went through the process too when I was with the Giants. How do you keep positive? You know what I mean? How do you stay up? Because I think that's a part of leadership as well. When things are bad, you got to stay up. Otherwise, everything falls off the table.
Yeah, man, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it goes back on just my faith. You know what I mean? I'm always talking to God, and I'm always talking to my mother and my father and people that I look up to or talk to. A new one I'm really excited about it because he's gonna mentor me a little bit. Is a guy named Ray Lewis. He called and he wanted to mentor me, and that was big for me because I've always looked up to Ray and seen how he went about business on and off the field. So I'm excited to chop it up with him a little bit more.
How does that make you feel when Ray's a legend, and we've had him on this stage as well.
Yeah.
But when a Ray Lewis reaches out to you,
Yeah.
what does that? I mean, what's that feel like?
Well, it's funny, man, because it was Wednesday of last week, and I'm sitting in my locker right before I'm about to get dressed for practice, and I get a missed call. When someone calls you and then they hang up, just to save your number. And I text the number, and he was like, "Hey, what's up? This is Ray Lou. Hit me when you get a chance, baby boy." And I'm like, Ray Lewis? Question mark. And he's like, "Yeah, hit me." So I was like, "All right, bet." I was excited, man. So I hit him up after practice, and he basically said what you were saying is, you're gonna go through tough times. He went through it his first 3 years. The Ravens were not good, and obviously they came out with 2 Super Bowls in his prime. So he's just telling me to stick with it, understanding where I'm at, and I have a special little journey I can definitely continue.
Now, one of the great compliments that any coach or opponent can give is know where 33 is.
Right.
I had this with Brian Dawkins when he was with the Eagles know where Brian Dawkins is, because if you don't, you're going to get knocked out.
No doubt.
Let's watch this latest video, because there's a big compliment paid to you.
Yes, sir. I feel great. Look good, feel good, play good. Hello. No.
A guy like Jamal Adams, he's involved in the run game, passing game, plays with a lot of energy.
Gotta keep the same energy, bro. Hey, we're still in the ball game, man. Let's make plays, do our job.
He plays physical, and he's gonna make his presence felt each and every week.
Under pressure, and the Jets get a sack.
Jamal Adams comes in off the corner.
Jets send it all out blitz. He's under pressure. He'll be sacked. Jamal Adams, like lightning up the middle. That's a loss of 14 yards.
He comes up, he's not afraid to put his face in the pile. He's mean. He does what he has to do, you know, and I like his confidence.
Latavius Murray takes the handoff, runs right, hit by Jamal Adams behind the line.
Keep your eye on number 33, man. I'm saying everyone's got to have their eye on number 33. That's the guy who keeps blowing things up.
How do you prepare yourself to perform every day?
Man, like I said, man, I love this game more than anything, man. It's kind of hard to explain. Obviously, you know it, but when you prepare for something that you've always dreamed of doing, as a kid, I can just remember his age right here in front of me, man, just, looking up to guys and saying one day I'm going to be there. And one day, hopefully, my name is called. And, you're one of those guys that I've always, watched. And, y'all don't know this story, but Tiki was my favorite player on the Giants at the time when I was young. Yeah, he was my favorite player. I'll never forget, me and my father, we came up here, we went to the stadium, and Tiki, he had his black Mercedes, I remember. It was a nice Mercedes. Ooh, it was bad. Man, motivation. It was motivation for me. But he went inside and he opened up his trunk and he grabbed the jersey and signed it for me. So, and to this day, I still have the jersey. So I appreciate that, man. So, yeah. So just anytime I'm out there, man, this is what I always wanted to do. So that's my drive.
How great can you be? Because look, some people play the game because they're good at it, and they're kind of told.
Right.
You should play football. You should do this. You should because you're good at it.
Right.
But there's a next level of player that is obsessed with it.
Right.
And those are the ones that ultimately become Hall of Famers. They're the Ray Lewises of the world. They're like my brother who never want to give it up. He played 16 years. How good can you be?
I think the sky's the limit, man. I don't think honestly, I'll never get complacent because I'm not wired like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't raised like that. I was always raised to work for what you want in life. Understanding that you're gonna go through ups and downs. So the sky's the limit. Ultimately, that's the goal, is to be a Hall of Famer, man. Yeah. And I'm not gonna stop until I get it.
Yeah. You've been here this is your third year.
Yeah,
This is your third year here. Wow.
Whoa. Whoa. No.
I heard you say this, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago. You want to be here.
Yeah.
You want to win here. Not with the Giants, by the way. You want to win here with the Jets. How did the Jets get there?
Just keep stacking. Obviously, we've been going through a ton of adversity way before me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all we can do is just keep working. Obviously, we have certain pieces that we can build around. And, we have all our faith in Joe Douglas. I think he's going to do a great job for us. But, yes, I do want to be here through all the all the reports that came out not too long ago. But I do want to be here, man. I love being here because not only just football, but outside of football, it's nothing like the Big Apple. It's a ton of opportunity. Let's do it.
I co-signed that, by the way. I never wanted to go anywhere else. I want to be here. Now, you got to solve something for us. Eyes.
Okay.
Your head coach. Tell us about Adam Gase, because we're kind of stuck in the eyes thing.
Yeah,
How is he as a coach? Because we don't know. I mean, we only see what's put out there.
So Coach Gase does not. He's not a media guy. He's not an outspoken guy for the media or people. He's all about ball. He's one of the most competitive dudes I've ever been around. He loves ball nonstop, and that's all he thinks about.
Yeah.
He's really a great guy. I love playing for him. But yes, obviously that video came out, and I was definitely looking like, what in the hell? But it was good, man. Can
you clown him about that?
Honestly,
You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody's brought it up. No one's brought it up to him. Maybe I'll be the one to do it in front of everybody, like in a team meeting or something. But
Jamal Adams, surprisingly released by the New York Jets.
Yeah, so no one's brought it up, but it was definitely funny. It was definitely
so you guys got a kick out of it as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I was definitely.
All right, one of the biggest games in college sports happened last weekend. I was down there.
No doubt.
Yeah, LSU Tigers beat the Alabama Crimson Tide. You didn't beat them when you were there.
Did not.
So you were there 3 years, 14 through 16 at LSU. You wouldn't be. How big was that of a win for LSU? And more importantly, because there's a rivalry budding, and it sounds like there's a recruiting rivalry budding.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now you had a great class because it was you, it was DJ Chark, who's now with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Leonard Fournette was there. You guys had a great class.
Yeah.
How big of a win is that for LSU?
Huge, because that's all that's what we focused on. You know what I mean? November football. We knew when it's November who we're playing. Yeah. And I remember my freshman year. We should have beat them. We fumbled on the 2-yard line, and I don't want to talk about it. My sophomore year, they beat us fair and square in Tuscaloosa. And then my junior year, we definitely should have beat them, but it didn't happen. Yeah. But it was a huge win for us because obviously it's been like 8 years, and we have not beat those guys. They're well coached by Nick Saban, if not the best college coach in the country. Yeah. But just to go down there, man, and do it in their house, it speaks volumes of that group that we have over there right now.
Now, I played at Virginia, so it was good college football. It wasn't big-time college football. When you chose to go to LSU, you committed to playing big-time college football. The SEC is what it is. Right. Tell us the challenges of playing in that kind of environment. As a young kid, I mean, you're 18 years old, and all of a sudden you have grown men that are giving you opinions that aren't necessarily positive if you're winning or losing.
Going into my first game, just running out the tunnel, playing against, I want to say Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. And, in Les Miles' era, if you want to play on the football field, on defense or offense, you have to first start on special teams, and you have to be on all special teams. So that's what I did. And I just remember my first play, I was on the front line of the kick return, and a guy pointed at me. He said he's coming for me, and I kind of just was like, what the hell? I'm talking about he was like 6'5". It was bad. It was bad. So it was like.
Did he get you?
I had to block him. I kind of let him go. I just let him go. I did not block him, and I believe he made the play. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that goes to show that's what the SEC football is all about. Each and every week you have to show up. Yeah. Each and every week you're facing guys that are going to the league. Mm-hmm. And each and every time we played Alabama, it was like 40 players on the football field that were going to the league potentially. Yeah. So it was great. It was great football.
When did you know you were going to make it? Meaning, when did you know you were an NFL player?
I mean, I've always had this mindset of I'm going to make it, right? But when I first knew that I had a legitimate chance was about the middle of my freshman year. A guy went down, one of my good friends, Dwayne Thomas, he went down towards ACL, and I came in as a nickelback. And, I started versus Kentucky. It was crazy how it happened. Kentucky is the school my father went to. Mm-hmm. So it was just crazy how it happened. Kentucky comes
he was there, right?
He was there. Yeah. Kentucky comes down to Baton Rouge, and I'm starting at nickel, right? And I'm still on all special teams, and I get player of the game. right? So it was just crazy how it happened. I think I had a sack, a couple pass breakups. I was happy for a freshman, you know what I mean? I was making plays. So that's when I knew I had potential. And then my sophomore year versus Auburn, it was the second game of the season. That's when Leonard Fournette was like throwing people off his back and, you know what I mean? He was doing crazy stuff. But I had a pick and dropped a pick. But I had a great game. But that's when I knew, like, agents started to, like, reach out. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I got a legitimate chance. So that's when I kind of knew.
Yeah. And when did you know when you got into the league, once you got into the National Football League? Because the game feels slow to you, right?
Yeah.
When you watch a lot of young players, it's like, man, this kid's overwhelmed.
Right.
I never felt that
Right.
with you.
Right.
When did that happen with you? Because you started as a rookie.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first preseason game my rookie year was really, really fast. So that game was, man. But I knew I had potential to continue to do what I wanted to do at a high level. Really, my rookie year versus Miami, they came here. I had my first sack and a couple pass breakups, and I just knew I had that feeling if I just continue to, be coachable, continue to do the right things, I'll be fine.
Now, you're not eligible for this next question. This is over-under presented by DraftKings. Who is your pick for Defensive Player of the Year? DraftKings Sportsbook currently has Stephon Gilmore as a 6-1
That's
favorite.
my guy. Okay.
Right? Nick Bosa, Aaron Donald,
Right.
Myles Garrett.
Right.
Who's Defensive Player of the Year in the National Football League right now?
If I keep doing what I'm doing, it's gonna be me. A ton of respect for those guys, man. But
Yeah.
I definitely want to be in that. I want to be in that category. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but we'll see.
Who do you like? Who's your favorite defender right now?
Besides myself,
Besides yourself. You
in
gotta
the
love
game,
yourself, but who's...
honestly, man, you didn't even name him. It's Bobby Wagner.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby
for
Wagner is
Seahawks.
yeah, that's my guy, man. I love the way he plays the game. It's full throttle, and not only is he a good football player, he's a hell of a person off the field.
Yeah, no, he's a great dude. DraftKings Sportsbook, Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
Go put money on him. Before we get into some questions here,
Yep.
there is a perception about the game that it's become too violent. It's become too physical.
Right.
Parents aren't letting their kids play.
Right.
It's dangerous. You play the game very physically.
Right.
I mean, you typify the argument.
Right.
What does football mean to you, and should it mean to youth? My kids are playing, my older boys are playing football up in Greenwich. They're doing really great. I'd never shied away from it.
Right.
What's football mean to you, and how do you combat that narrative?
Yeah, obviously it's tough. I'm all about, making the game safer. I really am. But obviously, it's certain rules that kind of, make it hard to make that play or make that hit or whatever it is that, the league has definitely, put in. But it's different techniques as far as tackling because that's the main issue, hits to the head. Because obviously you really cannot even touch a quarterback. I mean, you can't even, flag. You know what I mean? You can't do anything to a quarterback nowadays, but it is what it is. Just take the ball. That's it. That's the easiest thing. Just take the ball. But no, it's definitely,
Do you worry about the game? Because you're starting to see these like kids aren't playing anymore, parents are afraid. Do you worry about the game?
It's tough, man. Like I said, man, it has its ups and downs. You know what I mean? And I just don't want parents, and this not even just for football, I don't want parents to tell their kid not to do something because you never know. They might fall in love with it, and then it could change their life. You know what I mean? So always let your kids just do whatever they want to do. So that would be my advice. But it is definitely tough with all the rule changes.
What would you be doing if you weren't playing football, by the way?
I'll be an actor. Yeah. Denzel Washington Jr.
Have you ever acted?
A little bit when I was in school.
Wait, you took like a drama class?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was
For real?
Oh, yeah.
What did you play? What'd you do?
A little bit of everything, man. Anything you ask me to do, I mean, just go up there and act. Like, I'm up there. Like, I'm just, I'm a clown. But, you know, I think, you know, if it wasn't for football, you know, honestly, I would be an actor or, you know, I definitely want to speak on TV when I'm done, broadcasting and whatnot, and maybe a little model GQ cover or something. But no, man, it's good.
I love your aspirations. You know, there's a job opening up at WFAN. Mike Francesa's leaving.
Let's do it.
Listen, Tiki and Jamal. Let's get some questions. Let's get up. Do we have time for, who's doing the question and answer? Smart choice. Right here. Well, you can. I'll give you the mic. She asked, what player do you model yourself after?
Well, I always answer this question the same. I never really modeled myself after someone, but I definitely looked at different players just to kind of like create that one player. Does that make sense? Like, I want to be like a transformer in a way. So it was guys like Brian Dawkins, who I talked to, Bob Sanders, Sean Taylor, rest in peace to his soul. Ronnie Lott obviously goes way back. I've seen YouTube clips, so I don't really know how dominant he really was, but from what I hear, he was that guy. Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu. So it's different guys that I've always like admired their game and how they played the game, and just kind of added to me. Yes, ma'am. Those would be the guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
Last question for you here, Jamal. How soon until the Jets are right?
Hopefully next year, yeah. Hopefully next year, man. You know, this year, if we can rip off, you know, we got like 7 games left, and we can rip off.
Yeah, Sam's talking about playoffs.
I love the confidence. I love the confidence. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, we don't know what the future holds, right? All we can do is just take one game at a time. We don't know playoffs or not. We don't know that.
Yeah.
You never know what can happen in this game. It's really crazy, obviously, you know.
Yep.
But, you know, obviously our focus is definitely just to get on track, man, and just be competitive because we have a lot of talent. We just got to put it together.
Jamal Adams, your Thuzio. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Tiki. Everyone, hang around. We're going to have a bit more time to chat with Jamal. We're going to have some more drinks. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you all for being here. Thank you again to all our partners. Thank you, Ainsworth. And at 8 o'clock, Ainsworth has a number of different specials they're going to make available to everyone at the bar who's here with Thuzio. All right? Thanks, all.